In this quick video guide, we're gonna see how we can import and export from Blender into Substance and also vice versa. So we can use Substance to create a lot of effects using any 3D mesh. In this case, we're gonna see how we can paint out the monkey head here in Blender. So I'm just gonna close this and we'll see everything from the beginning. I'm just gonna change the language real quick here and restart Substance. And while Substance restarts, I'm also going to create a new general file here in Blender. So let's start quickly creating the monkey head. And some of you probably know how to do all of this. Others, they don't know. So if you don't know, if you have problems, you can check the Blender video course or other videos about Blender in the channel and also about Substance. So I'm going to create a monkey here real quick and just push it up a little bit. And here I'm going to add a modifier called in the generate, which is called the subdivision surface. So I can have a little bit of roundness and more polygons to work with. And then I'm going to right click and shade this smooth. And then again, right click and convert this into a mesh. So once I do this, I can export. So file, export, and you can export OBJ format, you can export FBX. This will be readable by Substance, but you can also use GLTF, which is kind of an open source format. So in this case, I'm using the GLTF. And I've created a folder here called monkey head. And this is the previous monkey. So I'm just going to override this, exporting this new one. Now, once you're finished, and by the way, you can also start working with materials in Blender and you can export also the materials, but I'm just going to show you how you can do that directly in Substance and then set up the material here in Blender. So let's go in Substance. I'm going to put this down, close the welcome screen, and here in Substance, I will go to File and New. I don't need a template, so I will just go directly here to select the monkey and then open it up. And that's it. All I need to do here is this. Now we are inside Substance with the monkey from Blender. So we imported successfully the mesh. And let's work with some of these materials that we have in Substance, which are pretty cool. So Substance has a lot of professional materials you can use that will represent a lot of really complex effects. So let's go for, let me see here. Uh, let's find a nice material to use. Let's go for paint spray. And then let's also work a little bit with some brushes. So I'm going to use this layer here on the right side. I'm going to put it up and just paint around. So I'm just going to do some quick paint on this model. And I can also expand this a little bit and use the various brushes that we have presets in the Substance application. So I can paint this around. And these brushes are not just simple brushes. They also contain information about normal map, about roughness, about metallic. So let's see what else we have here. This one here has also a little bit of glossiness. So it's not just a simple material. And let me increase the size a little bit of the brush. So I'm just gonna paint around. And also we have like glitters, like stars. And these also are like a little bit metallic if you see. And then here also glitter party. And you have also fur, if you wanna simulate fur. And frost. Let me increase this. So we have like frosted effect. And so these are not just a simple brush. These are really advanced brush. And also some of these are dynamic, which means, and these are like nails. And some of these are dynamic, meaning that you can create dynamic effects or text, or you see here you have like bolts and other stuff like stitches. And really there is a lot of stuff you may want to see here. And if you're interested again in Substance, you can check the Substance video course explaining a lot of these effects. So zippers for apparel design, product design, and so on. Now let me just show you one dynamic like this one here, it's really handsome. Broken glass, so I click, and it's gonna like generate a broken glass effect. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And you can also create new paint layers, and because sometimes they kind of get messed up. So here you can see that I'm using this fracture effect or broken glass. And then let me just, you have like leaves. Let me search for fracture. There you go. This is the one I was looking for, which is really cool. And it's gonna create, let me increase the size. It's gonna create fractures all around the subject. And sometimes it's too big, so make sure you don't exaggerate with that. And also you have like cracks like this, which look pretty cool. There you go. So you can, and this is using normal maps basically. Okay, once you played enough and you're ready to export, well, you don't need to re-export the mesh because that's already coming from Blender. But if you want, you can go to File and export the mesh and just save it, with another name. And it could be GLTF or could be OBJ or FBX. Now, the important part is to export the textures so that we can work with the same textures and recreate the material in Blender. So let's export the textures. And here, I'm just gonna select the folder where I wanna export. So in this case, it's gonna be this folder here that I created just for this. So I'm gonna select, and you can choose the template. And in this case, you have like Sketchfab, Arnold, Corona, V-Ray, Keyshot, and all the other most important render engines like Unreal Engine or Unity, Redshift, and so on. So I'm gonna select Blender here, Blender Principle BSDF. That's the material in Blender we're gonna create. And you can also check the various templates here. This one is the one we're using. So let's go back here and click on export. And that's it. We exported now PNGs of the channels that we need. So I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller so we can work with both Blender and Substance. So back in Blender again, let's go to the shading interface, which is the best for working with materials. We don't have a material yet, so just create one, and that's Principle BSDF, as you can see. So I'm gonna start with the base color. You can start with another channel. So let's start with base color, or let's start with roughness. So I'm gonna click, drag this out with the left mouse and select image texture from here, open, and navigate into the folder where you saved everything. And you need to spot which one is it. So it's gonna be a PNG roughness. So this is displacement, this is metallic, and this is the roughness PNG. So I'm gonna open it up, and then we can start to see some effects in there. Then let's use, for example, the metallic. So I'm gonna click and drag out, go to the image texture, open it up, go back there, and let's get the metallic here, PNG. And so we can start to see also some metallic effects from the painting. You can see there. Some are metallic, some parts are metallic, some other parts are non-metallic. And then let's push this up. Let's use the base color now. Now, if you don't see this image text, you can also type here image texture and just get it like this and click on open. You can see it's black because it doesn't find the texture yet. And this is the diffuse. So now we have colors, we have roughness, we have metallic effects. We're only missing the normals, which are a fake 3D effects. You can use real 3D extrusion here using the displacement, but this is covered in another video guide. Here I'm just going to use the fake and light normal maps. So I'm going to click and drag this out. And before I get the texture, I need to add also a normal map node like this. And then click here on the yellow, click and drag out. And let's get also the final one, which is going to be an image texture. And open up. And that's the normal map we need right here. And now we have all the effects. We can see now the cracks and all the effects applied, exported from Substance. Now remember that Blender uses two render engines. This one is the lightest. So if we want the best, we can go here to the render settings and select cycles. So we can see the full picture here. And also here in the 3D view, we need to go up there. If I click with the scroll wheel, I can move this bar around. So I'm gonna go here in the fourth sphere, which I have the best material, but now and the best render engine. But I click here in this little arrow and deactivate the scene world, so I can use a default HDRI. Maybe I can use this studio HDRI, or maybe I can use another one. Well, you choose the one that you like the most. But bottom line is that we have everything from Substance. We have imported everything here into Blender, so we can continue here, and we can also update the two meshes or the textures, and reload anytime and update the changes. So this will be all for this video guide. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to support us, please join as a supporter. Check out other courses and guides that you find in the channel. So again, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video guide.